You give Terry Francona this bullpen. I don't know if Cleveland does as well. I think you hit the nail on the head. The options are probably not the ideal of what you're looking for in an MLB bullpen right now.
They're not. I mean, even, to me, they should try and trade Richard Rodriguez because it has a feel that, sooner or later he's going to wake up and realize he's Richard Rodriguez and stop pitching like he's Mariano Rivera. I would try and get somebody for him right now if I could. I know that you wait till the deadline to try and squeeze everything you can out of him, but I just fear that his value will be, diminished by the time we get to the trade deadline, and then they won't get as much for him.
He looks to me like the perfect create a closer candidate. If you've heard that over the years, you have teams, they'll build up pretty much a closer out of nowhere, and they'll inflate his value, and they'll ship him off and get 4 or 5 guys in return and just get this huge haul for a guy that's going to pitch 1 inning a night. And it's been happening for a good 20 years now. Neil Huntington did it a couple of times. He traded one guy that was his closer and didn't get another potential closer back, and he did that twice. Granted, the second time didn't work out so well. But just the entire dynamic of having a closer that racks up all these numbers because they're pitching to one specific statistic. So he racks up a bunch of saves. Another team wants him. They trade him off. They give up 3-4 pieces in return. And then the cycle just continues itself. It's something that's been said and been done quite a bit in baseball throughout the course of the years. We got more phone calls. You're probably talking about this game. We got Ron and Duquesne. Ron, you're on the Nightly Sports Call.
Yeah, I got a quick question for Paul.
Okay.
Paul, you said you would be shocked if Dwayne Haskins got a hat. You still stick by that?
Paul?
Yeah. What was the question? I didn't hear what the question was.
He was saying, I guess at a previous time you said you'd be surprised if Dwayne Haskins, I guess, made the Steelers roster. Or do you still feel that way?
No, I said I would be surprised if he was a guy that was on their active 53-man roster.
Got
if
a
Mason
hat.
Rudolph, he got a hat. Yeah. If Mason Rudolph is available, they're not going to dress 3 quarterbacks, right?
They just don't.
They don't do that. So to me, what I'm saying is I would be shocked if Dwayne Haskins beats out Mason Rudolph. That's what I'm saying. They might keep him around because they keep Josh Dobbs around. I mean, they might keep him around and get rid of Josh Dobbs, but I feel like Mason Rudolph is going to be the backup quarterback.
You know what? That doesn't shock me so much. If it was one of those situations where they kept Ben Roethlisberger, obviously, is your number 1, Mason Rudolph as your 2, Dwayne Haskins as your 3, and as the season went along, maybe Haskins eventually moved up, that they saw something that they liked. Maybe he moves up at some point during the season. That wouldn't surprise me. But if we're talking about the very end of training camp and just trying to get the roster pared down, I kind of can't disagree with that. I probably feel the same way about it. Fred in North Huntington, he wants to talk Steelers too. Fred, you're on the Nightly Sports Call.
Hi, guys. Thanks for taking my call. Two quick questions.
Let's go.
First, on the Steelers, I want to know what you guys actually think their record's going to be. I know it's early to make predictions like that, but I actually think it's maybe 8 or 9 wins just because their division's a lot tougher. And then the other question, Paul, I had about the Pirates was, how many guys on this roster do you actually think is going to be with the Pirates in 2 to 3 years? Not who you want to keep, Paul, but how many realistically do you think is going to be on the team? There's a chance probably in about a 3-year period that none of these guys will be there. I'll hang up and listen, guys. Thanks.
To answer the second question, I will say 2. Exactly 2 guys. We're talking 3 years. Hayes, Reynolds. That's it. Everybody else probably gone. I don't know about you, Paul.
And Brubaker.
Oh, JT Brubaker. You think Brubaker will still be here?
I think those are the 3. Obviously, Hayes will definitely be here.
Right.
I think there's a good chance Reynolds will be here. But the other guy is Brubaker. I mean, if he proves that he can be a pretty good middle of the rotation kind of starter, which he has, I mean, I think he'll be a guy that they'll continue to hang on to. But I think pretty much everybody else will be somewhere else.
We don't have a lot of time to get to the first question that he asked. My answer is quickly 11 wins. I'll say 11-7. They'll pretty much leave it at that.
The Steelers?
For the Steelers, yes.
10-7 is what I say. 10-7.
Oh, I'm sorry. 11-6 for me. 10-7 for Paul. I did bad math.
Yes.
Math wasn't my major. Let's go to our tweet of the night, brought to you by Tri-State Office Furniture. This is from Front Office Sports. It says ESPN and Fox are in a bidding war for Robert Griffin III. Both networks were blown away by Griffin's broadcast booth audition. The two sides have developed offers to make him an NFL or college football analyst if he does retire. Former Heisman Trophy winner might have some credibility there. Worth talking about. Got to take a break. We'll talk a little bit more. We'll see what we get into when we come back. Stick around.